Hey everybody, Marcus C. Williams here, and I want to give a rundown on the District Attorney Sandra Doorly for Monroe County, that issue that's going on right now. I'm going to do my best to keep it as short as possible, but please stay to the end because all of these parts are important. I'm going to run it down real quick. Sandra Doorly is a District Attorney in Monroe County and for the city of Rochester because of that. Okay, we have a lot of crime in our city and in our state because of terrible laws like bail reform and raise the age laws, which seriously need to be amended. Now, what happened with Sandra Doorly is they're trying to get her out of office right now. They didn't want her in office to begin with. They funded a person that was against her running in the last election. Very, very serious funding went to her. Even George Soros stepped in and put forth $1 million for advertisements for her, and Sandra still beat her. So that was good. With way less money, she still won. Now, the issue with Sandra currently is that she had an issue where she was speeding or something like that, and she didn't pull over with the police or whatever the case was. It was a bad look, a very bad look. But this was like a year and a half ago, and now they're trying to talk about, oh, they're going to censor her, or oh, they might push her to resign. Again, remember what I just told you about how they really put a lot of money into defeating her for the district attorney spot before, even though she was already the district attorney, because they wanted to put a candidate in there that will not prosecute any criminals, that will just allow criminals to run wild, worse than what we have right now. And you can see that example in district attorneys like Alvin Bragg in New York City, who refused to actually prosecute any of those people that were committing those assaults or the stabbings, and he didn't even want to prosecute the guy that set the other lady on fire that was sleeping on a train. So this is real stuff that's happening. They're trying to put in these DAs in these areas so that they can let crime run wild. Take Seattle, for example. Take Portland. Take San Francisco. These are all great examples of just this. And you'll say, well, Marcus, well, why would they want to do that? That doesn't sound reasonable. I'm going to tell you why they want to do that. They want to do that because it's about destabilization, okay? They want to destabilize a number of areas so that they can push the people out and that they can commit socioeconomic gentrification. Because what it really is about, it's not about race, it's about money, okay? It's about pushing people that have less money out. Realistically, in our area, it's about pushing anybody out that makes less than $150,000 a year to $200,000 a year. They want to push everybody out. So imagine this. We have a DA that doesn't want to prosecute crime at all, okay, if we had one, if she steps down or whatever. If they get one in there, they'll just let all the criminals run amok, right? So who will it hurt the most? The people in the underserved communities, in the black and brown communities, and in the barrio. That's who it's going to hurt the most, okay? These people that the politicians always lie and say that they care about, but they never do anything for our neighborhoods or our communities. What will happen is the crime will encourage people to move out of the neighborhood. It'll increase insurance rates. It'll make it basically very expensive to live in there with very little benefit, okay? And it'll keep people in fear in their neighborhood, so it'll encourage them to move out more. And in the meantime, more serious investors will come in and they'll buy up the properties and stuff like that and start to move more people out of the neighborhood, again, making it more unlivable. And the people will move out because why not sell your house if there's all types of crime and you're concerned about going outside, right? So there are all of these factors together that are kind of coming to a crescendo when it comes to this situation with Sandra Doorly. So I know a lot of people are being led by their emotions. They don't like her or they're mad at what she did. I get it. But she actually not only holds police accountable, she also goes after criminals. And this is important because they don't want to go after criminals. It's like my senator said, my state senator, Jeremy Cooney, he said that he won't lock anybody up that's under 18 no matter what they do. We've had a number of murders committed by 13 and 14-year-olds, even ones that set this guy on fire and burned him to death here in Rochester. Crazy story. We've had multiple ones of them rob banks. We've had them shoot at police cars and all types of crazy stuff here. We've had them beat up old ladies at the bus stop for the change in their purse. You know, but these are conversations we can't have. And it's making the city very difficult in many neighborhoods for people to live there and want to keep living there. So if we had a DA that's not going to prosecute the criminals, how much worse is it for any victims when victims don't really get their issues addressed right now? There's a serious problem, and city council doesn't care. They don't address the issues with crime. They act like crime doesn't exist. They don't address the victims and the issues that victims have and the rights that victims should have, or there's no reimbursement for victims. Like, what is going on here? There's no focus on the actual community, and this is a serious issue. So when it comes down to Sandra and them trying to push her out of office, if they push her out of office, Kathy Hochul's going to put her own person in there that's very anti-public safety, that just doesn't care about crime and will just let criminals run wild. And that'll make our city less safe. It'll make a lot of our neighborhoods, people flee the neighborhoods, and that's exactly what they want. This is a much larger game. I need you to see that. Also, there's another part of this. This is also about our elections. Okay, last year, there was legislation that was put together, weirdly, which made the Attorney General of the state, Letitia James, in charge of the elections in Rochester, Buffalo, and New York City, and other major cities in our state. Why would the Attorney General be put over our elections? Why would that happen? That doesn't make much sense. So then they want to put a new DA in there also. Then they also want to make it so they're redistricting our Supreme Court district, which covers a number of counties right now, and they want it to just cover Monroe County. So the state assembly is gerrymandering, like all good getup, to make it so that our county is a solid blue area that they can always win that Supreme Court seat in, so they can push through whatever they want. That means that they will be able to essentially control all of the elections in perpetuity if this ends up happening. That's what that means, because nobody will be able to challenge them. The Attorney General is in charge of all the elections. Then you've got a Supreme Court district that's run by the governor. Then you got the Attorney General that runs the elections. That means we'd never be able to challenge any election issues ever into the future. So there are multiple things that will benefit these people that are in these government positions that don't care about us. And remember, no matter how much you distrust the government, you don't distrust them enough. Okay? Whenever somebody would be like, oh, they wouldn't do that. Yes, they would. The government wouldn't do that. Yes, they would. Okay? So please remember, stay alert, keep your eyes open. Whenever they tell you that something's good for you, they're lying to you. And you need to either check your rights or check your wallet, because they're coming for something. Whenever they tell you that they're going to do something for you in your benefit, it's never true. It's always dishonest. So if you guys want to help out with my campaign for city council to really make a difference here on the local level, go to my website. You can donate even if you're not local. Marcus, the number 4rochester.com. Volunteer, even if you can just volunteer a couple hours to knock some doors in your neighborhood, or volunteer a couple hours to make some phone calls, whatever you can do. That's Marcus, the number 4rochester.com. And we can actually make a real difference in this general election in November. It'll be November 4th. And there will be some early voting in October. But remember, you can vote for me no matter what your party is, no matter whether you're Democrat or Republican or Working Families Party, conservative or whatever. I'll be on the conservative line in November. And you can vote for me. Just look for my name. It doesn't matter what party you are. You don't have to vote for the same party that you're registered as. You can vote for me regardless. Okay? With that, I'll catch you guys later. Remember, stand up, speak up, and don't shut up. Be blessed and be well.